Hey guys, welcome back to Quasi Cat Collections. Today we're going to be reviewing the Claw and Drill Gup-D set. This set here was made in 2012 by Fisher-Price. It is one of their two Gup-D sets that they do have. They actually haven't made many Gup-Ds, which is kind of interesting. There is really only the two regular toys and a couple of the speeders, of course. So we're going to be checking this one out. This one here is the Claw and Drill one. Is pretty cool. It comes with the Gup-D with a drill that actually will spray water, which I'll show you guys how that works here soon. And it comes with barnacles and this blue crab. So let's get into this set and look at some of the details. So this is the packaging that this set would have came with. At the back you can see we have the Peso and the Gup-E set, the Flying Fish Gup-B, and the Gup-C with Shellington. Those are some of the sets that they have advertised here at the back. This is the description. And it's just some pictures of the set. Here they're talking about the little crab. It says it comes with the blue crab. And here is a picture of the water feature. Here's the front of the packaging. As you can see, it has the more of this blue design here instead of their orange design that they had in the previous packaging from the years before. So let's get into this set now and take a look at some of the things that it comes with. So I think first we're going to take a look at some of the smaller pieces, then we'll come back and take a look at the Gup. So I'm going to start with Barnacles. So this is a really interesting figure because this is the only one that comes with Barnacles in like this scuba suit like this. It's really cool. He has his little mask on and the little mouthpiece in his muzzles. Very cute. Has his little Octonaut symbol here on the mouthpiece, and of course on his hat. He has his little green scuba suit on, and the little orange boots. And here's the back. It's not a whole lot of detailing on his suit. You can kind of see here at like where the legs would attach. There's some like a designing, like stitching here around his legs. And it has like this little zipper here in the collar. Not like a whole lot of sculpting. It has a little bit here on the sleeves, as you can see. And then the mask doesn't have like any strap or anything, which is kind of funny. I almost think it would have been good if they made like a little strap that went the whole way around. But, you know, that's just me being picky. It's kind of funny though. It's just kind of like stuck on him. But, pretty cool. And then he has the Octonaut symbols here on the back. His tail is painted in, which I think is good. I always like when they think to actually paint in the tail. It's just like a good attention to detail, which I always like. Of course, he has the articulation here at the head. The arms can each move independently. And then the legs move as a pair. So he can sit. He has his ears painted in, which is good. So that is the little figure. Again, this is the only set that comes with this figure, so that's really cool. I like that they included a brand new sculpt, which is really awesome. As you know, I always love when they do a new sculpting. I always like. And then here's the crab that comes with. So he's really nice. He has this nice texturing here in his back and his legs. All his little joints. And his little eyes have the white painted in. I always like when they think to paint in the white. I think that's really good attention to detail as well. It's a very cute face. He's kind of made out of this bendy plastic, more like a rubber. So he's one of the more bendy plastic ones, not the more firm style that they have. Or like that hollow plastic, and some of the figures are as well. Something that's interesting is this crab has been used in other sets as well. He has been seen in this red mold. Like this is the one from the Tunip and the crab set, and it comes with the little blob. But it comes with this crab as well, except his eyes aren't painted in. But then there's also the crab that comes with the Barnacles and Quasi set that come with the seahorse and the crab and like their little seats. This crab here is a little different from the one from the Tunip set because he has his eyes painted in. So he's a little more similar to the one from this set. they're all the same sculpting, just they used a red mold for those two crabs and the blue mold for this crab. I think this is all the sets that come with these crabs that I'm aware of. I could be wrong. There could be a few that I'm forgetting about, but I believe these are the only sets. Oh, one thing I should mention, there is another set I'm going to talk about here. Whoops, a little later in the video. Sorry, Mr. Crab. Put you guys down. Called the Gup-D set. It's like a set of a couple different Gups that they combine to make like a large bundle. It did come with this crab as well, along with, the Gup-D set in the bundle. So you can find this crab in that set as well if you go with the bundle. But yeah, that is the little crabs that come with this set. So pretty cool. I do like that while I did reuse the mold, they did do a different collar, which I think is good. And they actually painted his eyes. Now we're going to look at the actual Gup here. This is where it gets interesting. So here's the Gup-D. It comes with the drill and the arm attachment. The claw doesn't have any joint, but it's kind of like this bendy rubber. So you can sort of hold the crab in there. It has this little knob here on the side of the claw that actually sort of locks in on his leg. So you can hold the crab, which I think is really a good design feature. So you can hold the crab really well. The arms do move up and down. The drill spins. And then it has this little mouthpiece. So you can use some of the attachments from off of the other Gup-D set. You can stick in there. It doesn't launch it though. But it can hold that net. I'm not sure if it can hold the larger nets too. Yes, it can. So it's kind of designed it can hold these larger nets from the Gup-A set and stuff, and other sets that come with these larger attachments. A little hard to get out though, but it does fit. As you can see, they designed it so that it can, fit these larger ones as well as the small ones, which I think was a really good design feature. I think they really thought that one out really well, which is good. It has the eyes painted in. It has this nice designing here on the arms. It has the Octonauts symbol here on the back fin. And the little bolts that go around. It does have some screw holes, which isn't ideal, but, it has to be held together somehow, I guess. And then here it has the legs. And it has these really nice texturing here. Sorry, my leggings kind of giving me trouble here. It has this texturing here on the legs. That's what the underneath looks like. And then here at the top, it has the little dome with little air holes. And then that opens up to reveal the inside. Okay, there you can see. So as you can see, it has this little detailing here on the dashboard. Hopefully you can see that okay. I'll post some photos here along the side or at the end of the video to so you can kind of see it up close a little better. But here is the details on the dashboard. Nothing's painted in though. That has this texturing here on the side. There's another little screen here. And it has the little anchor here on the seat part. This set is kind of interesting. Unlike a lot of sets that have sticks for them to hold on or knobs that stick into their back or their feet to hold the figure in, this one doesn't really have anything that specifically holds him in. He just sort of sits loosely inside. And you just kind of put the dome over him so he can't fall out. Not one of my favorite design features for holding a figure in. I much prefer when they're kind of stuck in there better because now he's flopping around in there and he gets all turned around, which is kind of not ideal. But, the one nice thing is that you can fit a little more in here. If you wanted, you could put him and the little crab inside. So I'm kind of thinking if you wanted to play the story with the fiddler crabs and stuff, you can put the crab inside and it kind of gives you more playroom, I guess you could say. So that's what they were going for with that. But, just thought I'd point that out. Now, about the water feature. So, I'm going to show you guys how this works. I got a little bucket of water here. I'm going to raise you guys up. Okay, so I got a little bucket of water here. So what you're going to do is, if you can see this here, you can push in and out. You're going to stick the drill down side, and you can see little bubbles. You're just going to kind of give it a little press so it sucks up water. Now, I actually never tried this out. This may not be good to be doing in my bedroom. We'll find out. But you're supposed to press it. Whoa. Okay, yeah, this is not good to be doing in my room. You press it. I don't know if you can. Sorry, it's not really. Let me get some more. Okay, get better lighting here. As you can see, it kind of squirts the water. I'm not pressing it really hard because look at my backdrop. I don't know if you can see that. There's water all over my backdrop. So obviously I'm not going to make a mess of my room. That would not be good. But if you were in the pool or in your bathtub, you could press a little harder and make the water squirt everywhere. Obviously, I wasn't pressing it real hard and it already squirted all over my room. So it squirts pretty nicely. Hopefully you guys are able to see that. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. I really like that little feature. That'd be really fun to play with in the pool, especially when it's a hot day. You can squirt and cool yourself off, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's how that works. Push that bucket of water out of the way there. But yeah, so it has that really neat little water feature. One thing that I think would have been cool is if the drill itself was spun when the water shoots, but you know, not a big deal. It got my gut very wet. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I do like the water feature. I noticed a lot of the sets during this time period, like that 2012 time range, they had a lot of water play, which I think was a good idea, especially like this is a ocean themed cartoon. So I think having the sets to be able to be played in the pool and stuff, I think is a really good idea. So this is one of the sets, and now some of the sets I reviewed in the past, I point out that it's not for water play. This is one that you can play with in the water, which is pretty cool. So now, one thing I want to compare before I end this video is I want to compare the Gup-D to some of the other Gup-Ds that are available. So obviously this one comes with the drill and the arms and like the legs. Then you can also get this Gup-D here, which I'll review here pretty soon. I'm actually thinking possibly for next video we'll review this play set. But this is one, obviously it does not come with the legs and it just comes with the fins here on the side. This one here is a little orangier, I guess you could say. And obviously the mouthpiece on this Gup is only made for these smaller nets, but it cannot work with these larger ones. That's something to keep in mind. Obviously this one here has a slightly different seating. It has the two little knobs here, which stick in the air tanks on Captain Barnacles' suit. Obviously this set comes with this Barnacles instead of the one which is the scuba mask. The dashboards, let me open up this one here, are actually pretty much the same. They look pretty much identical, like the actual body sculpt. So I believe they did, actually no, I was going to say they did, but no, you know what, I'm wrong. This is the back fin. This one here has this little gapping here, while the one with the legs doesn't. There is no gapping. So no, this actually is a different mold. So they did redo the molding for the basic body. So I'll take that back. And of course this one has the arms. So yeah, this actually is a different mold, but it is very similar. Like the basic inside is still the same. This set here was made in 2010, while this one was made in 2012, so this is a newer sculpt. And this one is rollable. It has little wheels on the bottom. But this one here does not have any wheels. This is one you're just supposed to make it walk. Like that. Some other ones I want to compare it to is the Gup speeders. So here we have the Barnacle speeder. And we have the tweak one. I am still missing the Shellington one, so I'll have to just post a picture up here of that one. But I do have the shells that came with it. So here we have the Gup drill shell, which you can fit over top of the existing Gup-D. So as you can see, these drills are a lighter, more silver color, while these are more of a gray, dark gray, almost black. These drills do not turn or move. I think the eyes are a little flatter, while these are more round. Same with these, the actual speeders as well. They're more squared off, while these are more rounded, like a separate eye on the eyepiece. But other than that, it's pretty much the same. Obviously, these are just like without the arm attachments, more like this, which we'll compare those once I do that review. Another thing I'm not going to go into too much detail on because I'll more so go into that when I compare it with this set later on. But you can get the Gup-D in the Cobalt Light set, except it does not come with the arm attachments. It comes just the regular fins. And then the set I did mention a little earlier in this video was the one from the Gup Fleet set, as you can see. If you want to get this set, but want to get with some other Gups, you can find it in the Gup Fleet set, which is pretty cool. As far as my ratings go, I definitely think I'd rate this set, I think I'd give it an 8 out of 10, because I think it would have been better if it would have had the drill actually move when it sprays the water. I think would have been cool. I also think it would have been cool if it would have had more secure like a knob or something here on the seat that could have stuck in his back to hold him in. But yeah, other than that, I think it's a really good set. I love the fact that you can play with it in the pool. I again love the fact that it does have this little knob here in the claw that can hold the crab, which is really nice. I think that's a good feature there. I love that they included a brand new sculpt for Barnacles. I love that they did that with the mouthpiece, that is compatible with a large range of tools and stuff that you can attach to your Gup, which I think is really neat. It's very playable with your existing sets. I also think it would have been good if they included more like a fiddler crab instead of the blue crab. I think would have been a little better because it would have went with that episode a little more, the fiddler crabs, which I think, would have been a little made more sense, I guess you could say. But that's just me. The set is discontinued, so if you are interested in getting it, I recommend checking out eBay and Mercari. Those are my two favorite places to shop. But there are some other websites too, depending on where you live, that may be a little better. So I think that's all I needed to cover. So hopefully you guys liked this video. Be sure to give it a like if you liked it, and subscribe to see some more. And I will be seeing you guys here soon. Bye!